From the studio that brought you Ghost in the Shell, a cybernetically enhanced dystopia that has commentary about cybernetic augments and politics. And the studio which brought you Legend of the Galactic Heroes New Thesis, a remake of an OVA with commentary on war, politics, and giant space battles. Now comes their new anime, and it's gonna blow you... hey, is this the right script? Yeah, it's ready to go. Looks good. Well, alright. This seems a little odd, but... Kimi ni Todoke, a slice-of-life shoujo romance featuring none of the other things. It is super moe. What the hell does super moe mean? Sawako Kuronuma is a shy 15-year-old girl who just entered high school. She has no friends to speak of and is generally on her own. Because of this, people pick on her and call her Sawano after the character in The Ring. But under her long hair, she is a sweet girl who just wants to have friends and talk to her crush, Shouta Kazehaya. But one day, she meets Chizuru Yoshida and Ayane Yano, who become Sawako's friends and her support, which leads Sawako down the road of self-improvement and finally coming out from her shell in her new high school life. This anime is about Sawako's road to self-improvement and is full of sugar and everything nice. Season 1 of Kimi ni Todoke is produced by Production IG and is in the long list of anime they've produced called, wait, Production IG made this? Didn't they make Ghost in the Shell? List. It's a 25 episode series of the second season and has multiple directors for its episodes who all do a really good job with taking care of the show. The anime though is based off of the manga Kimi ni Todoke, which started in 2005, just 4 years before 2009, the year this anime came out, and recently finished last year in November of 2017. The manga was written by Kazehaya Shouta.
本物じゃん。これ渡しましたよ。
Sweet and pure, Kimi ni Todoke boasts a well-written set of characters who are invested, and a story you can't help but feel giddy for at the best of times. As a pure romance, Kimi ni Todoke may not sit at the top of the throne, but on its own, it's a worthy contender. Sawako is an adorable, sweet teenage girl going through high school. She starts out as a shy, meek girl who has really no self-esteem and just wants to love herself and have friends. Sawako is the anchor in which this story is set around. In other words, this world revolves around her and her actions, and for the 25 episodes we are with her in Season 1, we get to know her really well. And with the quite exceptional writing and direction from our revolving cast of directors, the story is almost like a breeze to watch. Sawako's problems are both relatable and realistic, but like the world that surrounds her, has a nice, sugar-coated feeling to it, which may be a tad unrealistic, but I think having a harsher world would clash with the idea of this anime. The world is supposed to be filled with people who just want to be nice with each other and be friends. There is no other way that it could work in my eyes.
どうぞ開きましたよ。
This anime's characters is the cream of the crop for an anime like this. The main characters are sweet, have realistic issues and problems to keep you invested in them, and the supporting cast is absolutely tremendous. An example of the supporting cast is Chizu-chan and Ayane-chan. They, at the beginning, have a troubling start with Sadako, who misunderstands and thinks they're just using her. But once they become friends, the show makes it obvious Chizu and Ayane are just as important as Sawako herself. Just like any good friends, you know that support from them can help you land big opportunities. And if it weren't for Chizu-chan and Ayane-chan, then Sawako wouldn't have started her path of self-improvement, and would have never started to pursue Kazehaya-kun. Not only that, but they provide support during key moments with Kazehaya, which makes the supporting characters feel that much more important. As for our two main characters, they're obviously the stars of the show, and both are very well developed and super compelling. Let's start with Sawako Kuronuma, as her development is really compelling. She starts out, like I said earlier, with pretty much no self-confidence, and by the end has developed into, I won't say a social butterfly, but has awoken from her cocoon. Her development throughout the 25 episodes is a must-see in my eyes, and by the end is all worth it just to see her possibly achieve her goals. And while the main goal for Sawako is to ask Kazehaya-kun out, Sawa's steps to that major goal are the most compelling thing about her. Her development is meaningful and has a lot of weight to it. I felt like I was with Sawa every step of the way, and that's because I believed in her character and how she was written. I knew this was an anime. I knew this world she was in was full of marshmallows and syrup, but I didn't really care. Sawa was an unbelievably great underdog in this world, and I know it's all because of the writing at Production IG. But our other main character, Kazehaya-kun, is rather underrated from my perspective. This character at first seems almost untouchable, as if he is a white knight and we are mere peasants in his presence. But this is brilliant writing, because this would ruin the character of Sawa if we knew everything about Kazehaya-kun. So throughout the anime, we are treated with very well-timed development for Kazehaya-kun, which slowly unravels his layers. And even by the end, we don't know so much about him, so there is still a thin cloak of mystique around Kazehaya. The show basically drip feeds you tidbits and details about this character throughout, and while not noticeable initially for some maybe, you start to appreciate that Kazehaya-kun is a brilliant and deep character. He isn't just a cute boy, a reward for Sawa. He is his own character with his own issues and thoughts.
Ohayo, Kuronuma.
いい人、私にまでみんなと同じように接してくれるなんて。
The art for Kimi ni Todoke is one that I had trouble with starting out. At this time, I wasn't used to watching that much shoujo, so going into this, it took a moment to get acclimated to what I was seeing. But while I did have issues, I can say that Production IG did an incredible job with art and remained consistent throughout the whole show. That being said, the only available sources for this anime legally is a 480p SD stream on Crunchyroll, which was incredibly disappointing. Get on that Crunchyroll, get the HD versions. As it stands, the best way to view this anime is to either buy it on Blu-ray or sadly sail the high seas, which I do not condone. But even then, you can tell this anime in SD is still really well done art-wise. The character designs are exceptional and unique. Sawa has a really good design which fits her character. She's a rather conservative and to herself kind of gal who is shy. So because of this, she has this beautiful long black hair that makes her look like she's a character from The Ring, and under that hair, she's a beautiful girl. But in general, all the characters fit that shoujo look. Ayane-chan has noticeable lips which make her look unique, and Kazehaya is a cute boy. What's more to love?
今の聞かれちゃったよ。謝っときな。謝？褒めてんのに誤解された。
Animation-wise, Production IG is for the most part quite good at what they do. This anime is no exception to that. From a random CGI soccer ball early on to Sawa turning into a moe blob quite regularly, this animation is quite a bit more dynamic than a regular shoujo anime out there. It's actually quite astounding what they were able to accomplish with this anime without having all of these overblown production values they're known for. The show obviously looks humble in comparison to shows they've done before, and I think they use that to their advantage in many ways. And that shows in the smaller touches the animation has. It's little things like hair, clothes deforming when a body part moves, or even as simple as the lighting of the scene. And I can go on actually and mention things like breaths in cold weather and snow deforming as they step on it, but I think you get the point already. It's humble, but don't think it's not got the signature Production IG mark on it. This is one of their animes, through and through, even though it's not something with a lot of action like Ghost in the Shell.
よかった。俺、黒沼に嫌われてんだと思ってた。
嫌う？そんな誤解。
As for the score, it's really good, emotional, and helps a lot of scenes with emotional depth. The songs are, for the most part, sugar-coated like the show is. Listening to the OST, I had feelings of hope and glee, and I think this really represents some core themes of the show very well when used in the episodes. The score also feels almost nostalgic at times too, which in reality is just kind of the nature of Japanese music. There's a lot of pentatonic scales being used here, but as well, you get songs that make you feel sad just as you are happy. But I find that even though those songs feel sad, there is an underlying feeling that comes through that there is hope. kind of like a bittersweet feeling. The score likely won't mean much to you in the long run, and you won't remember it likely. But the OST is on YouTube, so if you do happen to like it, I recommend a listen or two. It's actually quite well put together and knows how to play to the strengths of the show.
そんなの誰も呼ばないのに私誤解が解けたのって初めてかもしれない。
ちゃんと喋ったらちゃんと自分の気持ち言ったじゃん。
I don't think Kimi ni Todoke is the best shoujo I have seen so far, nor is it the best romance ever. But the anime plays to its strengths and successfully does so in such a way that you won't forget it. And I think that's because Production IG really knew what they wanted to do with this anime, and I also think the staff knew exactly how to craft that story to near perfections in terms of representing the original story and the feel that it was going for. From the awesome character designs like Sawako, to the simple but nuanced animations, even the score which plays to the series' emotional strengths. This anime is an example of a textbook good anime, and as well an example of why and many other people watch anime. This story gives you something you may have seen, but it twists it into something not like others in the same category. If you're a fan of shoujo, this is an absolute must watch. If you're a fan of just anime in general, this is an absolute must watch as well. I don't think there should be a person out there who doesn't at least give this anime a shot. While it's extremely underrated, it's the perfect anime for any kind of anime fan out there, young, older, or in between. So go out there and give this one a shot. It's on Crunchyroll and DVD/Blu-ray. With that being said, this is the first of 6 shoujo anime/manga reviews I'm doing. It took a while to get this review out, I realized. It took like a month or two, but I finally got it out, and I'm glad I took this time to really review this, because this anime was so good. I loved it. It was such a compelling experience from beginning to end. I think that Production IG should do more of this kind of thing, because they did really well with this series. As for the next review of my shoujo series, of course you can follow me on Twitter at SeaTacticsFTW for an announcement on that pretty soon. I'm not sure what it is exactly yet, but you'll find out soon enough. Now, as for the anime, did you like it? Did you not? What are your thoughts about the anime? Put them down in the comments below, and while you're down there, tell me, did my anime review convince you to go and watch this series, or did it convince you not to go watch this series? I'm genuinely interested in your opinions and answers. And also, don't forget to like this video, join the Discord, and subscribe and ring the bell. All the information you need to know is down in the description below. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for checking out this review. Bye-bye!